If you're planning on buying a home here in the Atlanta area in 2024, well, your chances of getting a good deal are about up. I'll explain why coming up here on your Atlanta Real Estate Winter Market Report. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, my name is Molly and welcome to my channel. Let's get right into what's been happening here in the winter months of Atlanta real estate. And you know, if you watch my fall market update report, it's very similar story. It's just a time of seasonality. The striking thing about what's been going on here in the winter months, which is very predictable, is just that even though the number of transactions has dropped, it's just dropped very drastically. A lot more people are not buying homes at the end of the year. I mean, we expect this in some ways because, you know, people are out baking cookies, drinking eggnog, wrapping gifts, having parties, having fun. So there's just generally less people out searching for homes and less people wanting to sell their home during these winter months when they're, you know, out celebrating the holidays. But what's striking is that the number of transactions, like I said, is vastly lower than any other time since recent years. In fact, the number of sales from November to December dropped from around 3,700 transactions down to only 3,000. So a lot less homes getting closed in the month of December. This is down about 25% from the same time last year. Last December, we were around 4,000 transactions, and this year 3,000. So a 25% drop. You know, the last time we saw this low of transactions was actually back in the 2010 era when, you know, we were recovering from that market crash. Now, I don't have data for 2008. The farthest I can go back is 2010, but at 2010 levels in December, we were only seeing 2,000 transactions. So in some regards, you could say that we're kind of having our market crash here in the end of 2023. Well, the year of 2023 was just lower transactions in total. And you could say the same thing nationwide. You know, if you look on a national level, there was only 4 million transactions total in the entire United States. And this is the same levels as 2008 market crash levels. So we are kind of seeing that market crash level number of transactions. Now, everyone's predicting that nationally this upcoming year of 2024, we're going to see an uptick in transactions, getting back up to that 5 million level, which is a much more healthier market. When you look at the month's supply of inventory, you'll see that year over year, our supply of inventory has increased about 9%. It went from 2.1 months up to 2.3. Now, this actually fell a little bit from prior months of this year, but that's also kind of a typical for the winter months. You know, just less people are wanting to put their home on the market. So that is somewhat typical. Just remember that a normal market is considered having 6 months of inventory. Atlanta in general has not seen 6 months of inventory for a long time. In fact, the last time we just saw 4 months of inventory was of July of 2015. So we've had a long time where it's really been more of a seller's market. So you're probably wondering, okay, well, with the less number of transactions, less people out buying, less people out selling, did the prices go down in Atlanta? Well, if you look over the last several months from October through December, yes, prices did soften, and that is very typical during the winter season. But year over year, the market is still holding strong here in Atlanta. The median sales price for the greater Atlanta area was $405,000. This is actually up 4.5% year over year. So if you're looking at a year over year perspective, prices are still holding strong, even though there's been higher interest rates. There's just not as much inventory to choose from. So prices are holding strong. Now, over the winter months, there was a little bit more negotiation happening between buyers and sellers, which was a great thing for buyers. You know, the last couple of years, you really couldn't get any kind of deal. In fact, most of the time you were having to bid over the list price. But we were seeing here in the last couple of months of the year that there was a little bit more negotiation going on. Sellers were contributing to some closing costs, not all the time, but sometimes, or paying for some repairs. So it's been a great time for buyers to get into the market despite higher interest rates. They are not having to pay like crazy high prices. And builders were giving some great incentives over this last couple of months. You know, they're wanting to get the inventory off their books, so they were giving a lot of money towards closing costs, or I had one buyer that snatched up a new build and the builder was offering a rate buy down. So my buyer was able to secure a much lower interest rate than the current market rate. So there was some great deals to be out there. Now, I don't know if that's really going to stick much longer because the interest rate has fallen, which is great news, right? You know, we all are wanting the interest rate to fall a little bit so buyers have some more purchasing power, and also sellers will be more willing to put their home on the market. You know, when interest rates were at 7.5%, almost 8%, sellers were only willing to trade in a 3.5% interest rate for an 8% interest rate. But now that interest rates have fallen back into the 6.5% range, sellers may start warming up to the idea of, you know, it may be okay to give up a lower interest rate for a new home that they really want. I do think that we are going to see some more inventory hit the market in 2024, which is great for buyers to have more options. But I do think because interest rates are falling, more buyers are going to enter the market, creating a lot more competition for the same house, which is going to drive up the prices. In fact, the first couple of weeks of December, we did see this decrease of interest rates from the 7s into the 6s. And I know mortgage lenders were seeing an uptick in people applying for a mortgage. So people are watching those interest rates, getting ready to get back into the game. Now, the demand for mortgages did drop over the holiday weeks, which is pretty normal. I don't think a lot of people want to be out applying for a mortgage while they are enjoying time with their friends and family. But I think now that the holiday slump is over, people are starting to plan for their 2024 home goals, and we're going to see a lot more buyers come into this market. Speaking of home goals, if you're thinking about making a move here to the Atlanta area and you want help with your future home search, reach out to me, shoot me a text, give me a call, send me an email. Don't be shy. We can have a conversation, just kind of figure out where you want to be, talk about some neighborhoods you'd like to live in, and we can go from there. So don't hesitate to reach out. Now, at the opening of this video, I said, hey, if you're wanting to get a bargain in the Atlanta real estate market, your time is about to expire. Well, this is why, you know, the Fed came out and indicated that they plan to make some rate cuts 3 times through 2024. And with that, I think that the mortgage interest rate is going to follow suit, where it's going to keep lowering. And like I said, when those mortgage rates decrease, the number of people that want to get into the market is going to increase. They have a little bit more purchasing power, which is great. Now, if you don't believe me that there is pent-up demand for when interest rates drop, I have a perfect case study for you. So there was a lender here in the Atlanta real estate market that got into some trouble. I won't go into the details about that, but basically what they had to do was sell a certain loan product in a certain geographical location here in the Atlanta area. And buyers essentially got a 3.99% interest rate, which is amazing. They didn't have to pay any kind of PMI. There was no points that she had to pay on it, and there was no income limit or anything like that. It just had to be in a certain geographical location. So I caught wind of this around October 30th, along with several different agents. So I started getting blasted with all of these agents who had a listing that qualified for this interest rate and trying to promote their listing. And sure enough, you know, this product was supposed to last through the end of November. Well, they sold out of this product by November 4th. So a lot of demand out there for lower interest rates, just for people to be able to get into the market. So if you don't believe that people want to get into this market, they've been waiting on the sidelines, well, this is a perfect example of showing you that yes, people want to get in, they just couldn't quite afford it. So as those interest rates come down, people are going to jump in. The competition's going to heat up. It's going to be interesting. So going into 2024, I think interest rates are going to stabilize in that low 6 range. You know, if they hit the low 5s, then I think it's going to be super chaotic out there. I don't think it's going to be 2021 crazy levels, but there'll be certain homes, I'm sure, that are still going to get multiple offers way above asking price. You know, the homes that are just in those popular locations, they're just bound to get multiple offers every single time. So if you're going into this 2024 market, get ready, get your financials ready, talk to a lender. If you want some lender recommendations, reach out to me. I have some great local ones I can connect you with. As always, if you're thinking thinking about making a move here to the Atlanta area, whether that is tomorrow or next year, reach out to me, shoot me a text, give me a call, send me an email. Let's have a conversation. I can't wait to help you out. I hope this video was helpful for you. I tried to keep it short and sweet and to the point. I'm excited to see what 2024 brings. I think there's going to be more inventory to choose from, which is great, but I do think it is going to be a little bit more competitive. But guys, if you see me out in the wild, make sure you say hello. I love running into some new faces out there. But until next time, you guys, I'll see you around the neighborhood.